Hi guys, and welcome back to the game room. It's time for some Dave and Mike reviews again. We said we'd do it on the Christmas special, and we're back again. Back with me is the main man, Mike. How's it going, mate?
Hey guys, hey Dave, how you doing, mate? You alright?
Yeah, doing really well, mate. Doing really well, except for the wind and rain giving me a good battering earlier on today.
I haven't left the house today, mate. I've just slept and ate food and just chilled out. It's been awesome.
Oh, mate, I would have absolutely loved that. But yeah, had to go out, went to IKEA to get some furniture.
IKEA is awesome. If you haven't been to IKEA before, guys, go to IKEA.
So, the game this time around on Dave and Mike Reviews, it was Mike's choice. In fact, there's two games, Driver and Driver 2, Mike. So, you know, give us a few things about Driver. I mean, what do you know about it from back in the day?
Well, firstly, I never played the original. My friend owned the original. I used to watch him play it. He used to get really frustrated with it, like proper frustrated. I bought Driver 2, which, if I remember correctly, was set in Cuba, wasn't it, or something like that.
I think Driver 2, a bit like the first game, had multiple locations.
Ah, okay. I only remember
Driver
Cuba
2,
for some reason. It had the free drive option as well. You could just drive around.
That's right, yeah. Driver also came on 2 discs. Driver 2, rather, came on 2 discs.
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. But this one, Drive, if we start with Drive, no. I never played this. I can't even remember it, actually.
Okay, yeah. So I only played this on a demo disc, Mike. I actually never played the full version, but I do remember reading PlayStation magazines back in the day, and they were basically saying this is essentially Grand Theft Auto in 3D, which, to be fair, it's not bad, is it?
No, I mean, it looks a little bit ropey now, but you know, you've got to take into consideration how old this is now.
You have. Back in the day, when I played the demo, Mike, I thought this game was absolutely fantastic. But I've got to be honest with you, when I played it earlier on to capture the footage, my mind is completely different now.
Why? Explain.
Well, it's the game itself, the frame rate isn't particularly good, which affects it, and I can see why your friend was getting frustrated, mate, because that affects the gameplay, the handling of the cars, because they're 1970s cars, It's a bit all over the place.
Yeah.
But, you know, other than that, I was quite impressed with it. But yeah, it's not aged very well at all, in my opinion.
What's the objective with Driver? I mean, I remember there being lots of really interesting sort of missions you had to do which actually involved driving and sort of reverse parking and stuff like that, or was that the tutorial?
No, that's spot on. I mean, the tutorial was hilarious because it got you driving around a garage doing handbrake turns and and all sorts.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. The missions mainly were drive somewhere, have a rendezvous with someone, and then shake off the cops. That was mostly what it was. Rinse, repeat, and that was it, really. Because, of course, on the first Driver, you were restricted to being in just the car that you were in. You couldn't get out.
I was just going to ask that. Can you get out? Because you can get out in Driver 2.
You can, yeah. That was a revolutionary feature, mate, which made Driver 2 a lot more like the GTAs we'd then expect with GTA 3.
Sorry to cut you off there. When was GTA 1 released and when was this released?
So the original GTA, I believe, was released in 97, the first one. And the first Driver game, I think, was about 98. I think it was a year afterwards, if memory serves me correctly.
Wow.
I think Driver 2 was 99.
Who's the publishing team behind this?
Do you remember Destruction Derby? And we had a group called Reflections.
Yeah.
They did this, and they did Driver 2, mate, and it was awesome. And there's an interesting story, actually, surrounding the Formula 1 games. I'm just going to quickly chuck this in. If anybody remembers Formula 1 98 and how bad it was, that's because Psygnosis approached Reflections to do Formula 1 98. They turned them down because they were doing Driver, and they had to get someone in last minute, and the game was rushed and was awful. But anyway, back to Driver. So frustrating but fun. This game is quite fun anyway, especially if you just do free mode and just start smashing into things.
Yeah, what city is this then? What's it set in? New York? It's not New York.
It's not New York, no. I can't remember. I seem to remember Hawaii for some reason, but I don't think it's Hawaii.
Yes, I said New York because the cop cars look like New York cop cars, but
yeah, I'm not entirely sure. But there's multiple locations on this game as well, as you'll see when you select the free mode, like I did earlier. I didn't want to do missions because I'd have to do the tutorial all over again, and that will bore everybody to death watching me try and do that. So
yeah, this is interesting. There's no pedestrians whatsoever.
There actually is pedestrians, but the funny thing is, they can outrun you, so you can't run them over at all, Mike. They'll do a sudden dash in either direction.
Perhaps they weren't allowed to have that sort of being able to run innocent people over and the gore and that. I don't know. Do you have to apply for a license to have that sort of stuff? I don't know.
Yes, you can see the pedestrian there, he sort of lurches away. Now, this game didn't have a certificate, I don't think. I don't remember it having like a 15 or an 18. Perhaps that's why they didn't want to go for that rigmarole.
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a roadblock. So yeah, the frame rate, mate, nowadays for me it kills it, but then I'm used to silky smooth games on the PS4, aren't I?
Well, I mean, if you stand this up next to GTA 5 on a PS4, obviously you've got two hugely different games from different time periods. But I mean, this looks alright. It looks fun for its time.
It is. If you can get over the handling of the cars, which I do sort of get used to it, and stop using circle to wheel spin, which is what I was doing a lot of, then you will like this. I like the attention to detail. I think they did a really good job with this on the original PlayStation.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But that's why the frame rate's so poor, because of obviously the amount of detail in the game. As you can see, I've wrecked the car. And film director, yeah, this was always pretty cool. I loved doing a car chase scene, and then with the film director mode, you can add cameras and mess around with them. Do you remember this?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah.
I think this might have been on the demo. Actually, it would have been one of the rolling demo options.
That's pretty cool.
So as you can see, I'm just messing around there, putting a camera randomly in place here, and then I'm going to let it go, and you're going to see me do a wheel spin getaway. Watch this. Here he goes, and then I'm going to disappear off camera. This is awesome. There he goes. But yeah, I think this is a precursor to GTA 3. I think Rockstar would have seen this and gone, yeah, this is the way to do it.
Yeah, oh, definitely. And what a job they did with it, as we all know. Can you have, is there radio stations in the car and that sort of thing?
I think it's just like a 70s funk style soundtrack that just plays. I don't think there's multiple stations or ability to change music.
Right, that's a shame.
It is, but then if you remember the original GTA, I don't think you could change radio stations, or could you?
You can.
Oh, you could?
You could, but it wasn't sort of real music and real artists like we get today. But I always remember there was a country and western channel, there was a dodgy dance channel, there's a rock channel.
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah, you're spot on. The country and western was in the pickup vehicle when it was the same song repeated on a loop, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but we're talking about a different game there. But yeah, I think there's music to assigned to whatever vehicle you get in. Here we go, Driver 2. This is what I owned.
This is the game also, Mike, that I bought back in the day as well, mate. I didn't get the first one. I played the demo, like you said.
Take a ride.
Like I said. And this is Driver 2, so yeah, for this one I'm actually going to take the first mission because I want to show people what happens in this game.
Now with this, I spent most of my time in Take a Ride mode. I remember this had cutscenes, didn't it?
It did. It had awesome cutscenes, and of course, I'm out the car. Look at that.
That's cool.
That is really awesome, so you can steal other cars. So this one, the whole point is to get in the car and just basically drive and meet somebody, and that's it. A very, very simple first mission.
Get to Phil Jones.
Yeah, get to Dodgy.
Yeah, I remember this. But for some reason, I think I got about halfway through this game and gave up. I found it impossible.
Yeah, I got some way through it as well. And then, like yourself, I just played free mode because there were hidden cars, secret cars on this game. Do you know you could actually get a Mini on a part of this game?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's like an underground car park section that you go to because I remember it vividly. And there's a Mini on a pedestal, and basically you can lower the pedestal, jump in the Mini, and off you go.
That's awesome. Now, that's what I miss in a way. That's the internet spoiled everything now because you can find out every little Easter egg within a video game from a quick Google search.
That's right, mate. I mean, I found out about the Mini being in this game with the PlayStation magazine, and that's another thing that I'm sad about is we don't have those physical publications being, the exclusive cheats and hints and that sort of stuff anymore, do we?
It's sad, yeah. But back to this. This looks awesome. This was set in... Oh, you can go all over different locations, can't you, in this? Like you say, there's Cuba, wasn't there? I think this is this San Francisco? I'm not sure.
I think this might be San Francisco, yeah, because I'd select that on the free mode in a minute when I play that for definite, because I love San Francisco. And actually, that takes us on to what happened after this. Yeah. There was a third one, wasn't there, called Driver 3 or Drive 3R on the PlayStation 2.
Correct. That I only played the demo.
I only ever played the demo, and I watched a friend play that game because he had it on PS2. At that time, I didn't even have a PS2.
Yeah.
So I watched it. And then Driver San Francisco on the Xbox 360. I think that was released in about 2011.
Again, I didn't own that. I just played the Xbox demo that you could download.
That's right. I completed San Francisco. I thought it was a decent game, mate, so I actually completed it.
I read different opinions. Some people loved it. Some people... It seemed like a bit of a Marmite game. Some people just didn't like it at all. I thought the demo was fun. But for me, because GTA 4 was probably the GTA around the time, I was playing a lot of the Ballad of Gay Tony and Lost and Damned.
Oh, yeah, the DLC. Yeah.
And I played Driver, I just thought, nah, I have more fun on GTA. There's still much more freedom in it.
Yeah, completely agree. I mean, with Driver San Francisco, it was still on rails for the most part. The campaign was, whereas on GTA at the time, GTA 4, it was. There was still freedom. There was multiple ways of doing things, wasn't there?
Do you think that's it for the Driver series now? They brought San Francisco out. I don't know how well it's sold. Do you think they'll attempt another?
No, I think it's been 5 years. I'm not sure what's happened to Reflections as a publisher now, mate. I'm not sure if they're still around, whether they've disappeared like a lot of the other good, talented developers did. Not sure on that one, mate. I think in terms of Driver, it would be a silly idea to bring out another one because GTA is just so damn good.
And so popular, it's hard to compete with it. No, look at that. That's like GTA with the arrow flashing at the car you've got to get into.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely. And just like the first GTA game, you press triangle to get out the car, but I had to press triangle several times to get out the car. So, there you go. Chicago, Havana.
I remember driving on Havana a lot in the free mode. It was awesome.
So it was the first game that must have had San Francisco. That's right.
Yeah.
There was also Newcastle, believe it or not, mate, as a hidden map on one of these Driver games. I can't remember.
Newcastle, what, as in Newcastle in England?
Yes, the city, Newcastle, yeah. I can't remember if it was this game or the second one, though, guys.
I don't remember.
Leave comments below, let us know. Educate me and Mike on that one.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
So there you go, again, my obsession with the wheel spin button.
Yeah. This looks good. I'd say it's aged pretty well.
This one is okay, but again, it's the frame rate that bugs me. But then you could call me a frame rate whore, I guess, with the PS4 being as good as it is. And I'm trying to steal this bus, Mike, just for a laugh, to show that you could do that.
Oh, could you actually get in? Yeah.
As you're going to find out, yes, I can. But you've got to hammer that triangle button several times. So you can see I'm trying it all over the place to get in it.
That frame rate is terrible.
There you go, I'm getting in. Yeah, the good thing is with this, I've recorded it at the same frame rate as it would have been pushed out. Yeah. So you're seeing a genuine representation and you can see it chugging.
Yeah. The traffic lights. That's another gripe of mine. They've got British-style traffic lights in an American city.
Agreed, mate. Agreed. Because they're nothing like that. They're sideways, aren't they? American traffic lights. They're not downwards.
Yeah, they're sideways. There's only two lights, I'm sure. There's no amber. It's just red and green.
It's just red and green. Yeah, you're spot on. You're spot on. So I've got the old Romsey Roz chasing me. But what is cool about this is they're hitting a bus and they're getting destroyed.
That's awesome.
That is good.
Collision
and as you can
protection.
see, the car's on fire there, which is awesome. To be honest with you, yeah, nostalgia for this game was high. I was looking forward to playing it when you said earlier on, go on Dave, let's do Driver and Driver 2. But yeah, this brought me back down to earth because I played it and I thought, nah, I couldn't play this again for a long period of time, mate, to be honest.
It looks clunky and frustrating, and if there's not a lot of traffic and pedestrians around. The world, it looks a little dead.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, and it does. But, hats off to them. The technology they had to work with back then in the late 90s with the PlayStation, they've done a cracking job, haven't they, of it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I loved playing this. It's nice to see it in action again. I really did. But, wow, when I play GTA 5 next, it's going to...
Yeah, I agree. As soon as when we jump on GTA next, it's going to be like butter compared to this game. Smooth as silk as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, Driver 2, guys. I mean, it was on 2 discs as well, which I thought was interesting.
That's right, I remember that. that.
Yeah, so they must have spread the cities out onto the 2 different discs due to the size of the game.
Christ, that pop-up, man, that's something you don't see as much today, do you?
You don't, no. There's still a bit of it, but the draw distance on these games today is so far that you barely notice it.
Look at the buildings. I mean, they pop up straight in front of you, don't they?
And look at how the buildings are just uniformed, boxes that go up to the ceiling. That's about it.
Yeah.
So as you see, the Rozzers on this game can get quite aggressive. They can beat you up, big style.
Yeah, I remember that. I mean, there's much more of a story in this one, isn't there, than the original as well?
There is, yeah. I like it. Like you said, the cutscenes are really good on this.
They are.
They tell the story really well. They introduce the missions well.
You see, even though now looking at this, I still prefer the Getaway. The original Getaway.
Oh, the Getaway, mate, on the PlayStation 2, which we covered the first one, didn't we? We've still got to do Black Monday.
Yeah.
The Getaway's brilliant. Again, maybe the developers of the Getaway studio, as it's Soho Studio, might have looked at this and got some ideas from it.
Oh, they definitely would have. I mean, yeah, we've got to give this credit for spurring on other developers to do the 3D car model thing, getting in and out of a car, roaming around the city. But there's just nothing to do in the Driver City, is there? When you get out of your car, there is nothing to do.
No, from what I can remember, there's no weapons. You can't go on a rampage, destroying everybody with a machine gun. It is literally just get out of a car and get into another car, basically.
Can you get in the cop car?
It's blown up, so there's not much point.
Would it let you, do you think, get in it? You've not
I think it probably... I don't know, actually. Will it? I can't remember if it does. I seem to remember driving one once. But look, I run near a pedestrian. Look what happens.
They both look exactly the same. They're both identical pedestrians as well.
And they're just legging it.
It's a city of clones.
It is, mate. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wait, there, she looks different.
Yeah, but... chasing them around.
Leave my ass alone, man. Leave my ass alone.
So yeah, this is a good example of a game where, you know, going back to it isn't always the best thing. It was a good game back in the day, but it's not one I'll play for prolonged periods anymore.
It's part of history. It's good to see it, Dave, and thanks for having me on. It's been too long.
Mate, it's been awesome, and we'll be definitely doing this again soon.
Take care, guys. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, guys.